Hi guys, this is SDGR7F88 speaking with my 10th update on Compton Martin. Now, I'd like to say I've done a lot this week, but really, well, it has been a lot for me, but probably watching it hasn't been quite a lot, if you know what I mean. Because this week I have been focusing yet again on ballasting. Now, as you can see, most of it is done along here now, all the way through the station and onto these pair of points down here, and it stops just there because I can't really get under there because of the main layout, so I'm going to do that bit when it's standing up down the bottom. And also I've got to measure it so it fits around the dipole signal, and obviously all the little bits and pieces that are going to go there, like the water tower and stuff, which I need to get. I've also done the siding down here. It's been done with the cinders ballast, which I have left over from the main layout, and it's come out pretty well. I've mixed it in a bit here, sort of blend it through. Obviously it's all going to be weathered up, but yes, this has been very time consuming. Literally, I've only just done this. That's why it's soaking wet, and it looks really messy because well, basically it is. As you can see, all this down there is done, but the side bit isn't. I've did it all with different stages. The points have just been done, hence all the ballast you can see on the sleepers. There's also quite a bit of ballast on the sleepers in here, so I need to get a screwdriver and scrape off these little tiny bits here. As you can see, it'll look a lot neater when it's done, admittedly, but then again, as you know, I would say this is probably the largest area I've ballasted, besides the yard over there, because I decided to do the yard not so long ago. That's the only major bit on the main layout which has actually been ballasted properly, as you guess. But in doing this, I definitely do not want to do the whole layout. I'm so glad that I didn't ballast the whole track, as that would take hours and weeks. And this alone has taken 2 to 3 weeks already, getting this far. And still, I've got a little bit of ballast left, but I need to get a bit more to finish it all off. But yeah, and as you know, it is as I'm sure most of you know who do ballasting, it is a pain in the ass, literally. Excuse the language, but yeah, it is very frustrating, especially when you're trying to get the layout done to a certain time. But even no matter how hard I tried to keep working on the layout, as in like trying to be very careful with it and trying to get the ballast all in place, literally the last little drop of glue on there just sends it goes everywhere. And yes, I do spray it with water and all that, but still, it's like a magnet. It just flies out of there, well, repels, whatever. Now this little bit down here, I've got to get one of those little tiny sections of track. The reason why I'm doing that is I've got a bit of flexi I could cut up and put in there, but the thing is I haven't got a fish plate. Rather than buying a whole bag of fish plates, it'd probably be easier to get one of those little clip things, because I've got to get another one of those little tiny short pieces of track just to fit inside the tulle there before it goes into a curve, so I get the most amount of rolling stock into the yard. But yeah, that's so yeah, I've got to get a little bit of track for there before I continue ballasting down this end. Obviously this is done quite nicely, but there was a bit of trouble trying to get it to stick to the foam, but after a couple of layers of watered down PVA it seems to have worked. Now, one major thing that I've got to ask you who do professional modelling, I know most of you, if any of you are watching like a Everard Junction and stuff like that. Now I know Everard Junction, when weathering his track, he uses a spray. He sprays it down the middle, simple, done, and it gives it a really nice dirty effect around the sleepers, like where the trains go, but then it's quite light and nice where not very many trains go. Now basically, obviously this is way too bright, so I need to weather it, but the thing is I haven't got a spray to do it. So what I was thinking is maybe making a watery solution like the glue. That's empty, as you can see I've just used all that up, but like a watery gluey solution with black paint in it, thin black paint, maybe like a dissolved watercolour palette thing, black in there, and it will go in between the rails and stuff. Because studying some pictures I took many years ago, I visited the Blue Bell Railway a number of years ago now, and their ballast on the line is actually very similar to this, like a buff colour, and you know, it's neat in some places, in the centre of the line, but really literally the centre of the track. I forgot what station it was, but I got a picture of the 4MT tank there, well, one of their 4MT tanks, like running around the train. This was before the extension. This was before the line extension, so I've only been on that line once, and I'm not very good with all the stations. But it was where the line originally used to end before they built the extension. But basically, the photo shows a 4MT standing about there. I'm on the platform waiting to come down, and literally the track all the way along where the engine's sitting to, and all the way through the station, and basically all the lines where the engine was running, you know, not just in the station as it goes off, is totally caked black in the middle of the track. So, and as you guess, this is, you know, really nice and buff. I have got a little tiny pot of oil, like an oil weathering pot thing. You just drip it onto the track, which has been lent to me by my friend, #1 classic car fan. Although he's having trouble getting onto his YouTube channel. He hasn't uploaded anything yet, by the way, but I think he's setting up a new channel now. Whether or not he'll upload any videos, it remains to be seen, but I'm trying to get to upload videos anyway of his layout and his cars and stuff. But basically, he lent me this little pot of weathering oil, but it's very, very expensive, and literally a little pot like that, and the thing is, I'll probably use about 5 of those pots on this track. And the thing is, you know, he specially got it, and I don't want to waste his stuff, so I've got to try and find a cheaper solution to his using up his materials, obviously, because that would just be offensive to him if I just take his pot of glue and use it. And he's already let me borrow all of his tarmac stuff because you know, he's off work and his layout, you know, his progress on his layout's very slow at the moment, so he let me borrow all his paints and stuff. But yeah. So anyway, that's enough ranting about the ballast. But if you have any ideas of how I could apply this watered down, like gluey black solution to the centre of the rails to make it look nice and weathered, that'd be very helpful. As I mentioned before, the sleepers and the rails are going to be weathered with one of those pens. Although I'm having second thoughts about that. I haven't used it yet, but I've heard a few reviews by people, and you know, it's not come out too good. But fingers crossed it'll work all right for me. Anyway, this is where the split in the board is. Now, the split there looks very, very rough, but it does separate because this is still wet. As you can see, I can mould over it, just about. But, yeah, this is where the split's to. Now, I've chopped about a bit of track here, yeah, because I had trouble when I lifted it up as a section with ballast like last time. It literally just fell apart. It wasn't very good, so this is going to be... So this is something to watch in the next update, whether it splits with the ballast in place. It, you know, it looks nice, and you know, it doesn't look too bad when the tracks go back together, or otherwise there's going to be a few seam lines. I mean, a little seam line like that is alright-ish. It's not that bad considering the layout actually splits here, but it's not very professional. I should really get on and do like bus wires and stuff on the bottom of it, but as you guess, I've done all the scenery now, so I kind of shot myself in the foot there. Not very happy update, is this? Anyway, on to other news on the layout. I have actually painted the hills. Yep, the hills are already nearly ready for their static grass. It's wet. It's the last thing I did before I picked up the camera. All I've just done is just gone and washed my hands quickly before I picked up the camera. So yeah, yeah, that's been painted this colour here. Woodland Scenics Earth Undercoat. Oops, get more on my hands, but there it is. So that's basically, I did all that. That's the same as what I did with the embankment on my for my weathering display. And basically, next will be the static grass here. I got on top of it. And good news from Signals Models, Midsomer Norton. As you, well, I'm glad you really enjoyed the video I uploaded of their store. I'm not sure if they've seen it yet, so I'm going to have to mention it to them. But yeah, anyway, so I'm glad that's got well over 100 views on that video, so very pleased. And if you're ever in the area, do pop in. I'm sure they'll very much appreciate it. But yeah, I've had good news from them. My 2 bags of knock 6mm static grass is in, which is brilliant. That means I can get onto that once the ballasting is complete. So yeah, that's coming on really well. What else is happening? Yes, this whoops, almost fell over. I've got to get some more plaster cloth, as I've ran out yet again, because I'm going to plaster cloth the road. Although this little bit of foam you can see in the centre, that is going to be a little hump, because obviously you see on the back bridge there, the road actually humps over. It's pretty level, so I'm going to try and mould it to make a nice little smooth hump on the bridge. But yeah, one other thing. Oh, a few other things. Down here, I'm not sure if I showed you these before, but these are printed off on A4 paper. These will be printed off on glossy paper to make it look all nice, like they're been painted in gloss. But these are the little names for the signal box, because the signal box says Shillingston on it in 2 places, and I printed these off as a little tester. But as you can see, it says Compton Martin, and they're in Somerset Dorset colours. This was amazingly done in Word. I managed to find a British Rail looking text font by doing a bit of research on the internet, and basically these little boxes have been painted in like a, well, I basically put them in a little green box, made the text white and give it a little tiny black border, and you can just about see it. That won't really matter. And they'll be stuck onto the signal box. Not permanently, obviously, but yeah, just enough so they stay on there for exhibitions and stuff, as it's known as Compton Martin. So yeah, rather than cover it, well, you're covering up the Shillingston name. But yeah, that's those two. I'll put them in there just to keep them safe, because I now know what size I've got to print the proper ones off as. Yeah, one other thing. Oh, not one other thing. I've got quite a bit to remember. So this might be a bit of a longer update today, because there's going to be a delay in next week's, because I'm quite busy next weekend. So it might be 1 or 2 days late. So it won't be uploaded on the Sunday. It might be uploaded on a Monday or a Tuesday or something. But anyway, this here, I bought a little pot of special paint. It was quite expensive, but it's specially designed for this. Basically what it is, it's like a mud colour, but it's really, really watery. It's like a really special paint. It's like a watercolory paint. Basically what it is designed to do is to get in cracks and crevices on aircraft, cobbles and stuff like that. And as you know, done cobbles, so it's perfect for this. And basically what I've got to do is I've got to pour this over, well, not pour it over, but I've got a little fine paintbrush, and I'm painting it all into all the little cobbles, as you can see. So it picks out all the tone in the cobbles, and then I'll go over it with the grey paint. And you can see there, it looks alright. It's coming out alright. Though, here, I must admit, it's done the wrong way round. Basically, that was painted grey, and I put the brown over the top, and it doesn't look too good. But it will look really nice when this grey here, light grey, is on top of this, as you'll have all the muddy, like all the grime which has been rubbed into the cobbles in there, and it makes it stand out, because when it's looking at white, it does stand out, but it stands out so much more. It's adds depth to the cobbles. Still got to do the gully and stuff. Over here we've got the station. Obviously that's out the way for the ballasting. But one more item I did get was this Shillingston plate layers hut. And that will sit there in that little gap I've carved into the embankment, and that will sit in there perfectly. Obviously, I'm not going to put it on there at the moment because that ballast is soaking wet. Because although the ballast is drying on there, I had to level it up a bit there to make it nice and flat for this to sit on. So yeah, that will sit there, and I'm sure I might get that out in the next update. But yeah, for the next update, I'm sure it'll be more ballasting and stuff. And among other things, maybe a bit of painting will be done, or maybe even the first layer of static grass, but I highly doubt that, because the layout will probably be standing up down in the garage, wait for wires and stuff to be added to it. Well, not wires, what am I saying? I've lost track here. Doing the ballasting down at that end. Basically, I've tried to avoid ballasting, so that's why I said wires. But no, it's got to be done with all the ballasting. It's got to be done. Once the ballast is done, it's onto the nice bits like the static grass. Well, I say nice bits. Fingers crossed that it is a bit easier than ballasting. But yeah, I've got to try out my applicator. Haven't tried it out yet, so I've got to do a few little practice things. So yeah, I might make a little tester board like my embankment, to try to see whether the black will soak into the ballast, and also the static grass works, the 6mm stuff. But yeah, it's coming on nicely. But as you can see, my first proposed exhibition was supposed to be Midsummer Norton in June. and I'm afraid, sadly, it won't be able to make it then. I can sense it because you can see I've got there's less than 4 weeks left, and well, roughly 4 weeks left. It ain't gonna be done by then. So, and also there is another layout going, and obviously the volunteers there are having trouble to squeeze it in if there is, and I haven't had a proper talk to them yet about whether it will get in anyway. So I'm deciding I'm gonna not complete the layout for them because one, I am rushing the layout and making a mess of it. And two, obviously, it's gonna be very cramped there anyway. But I will like to have, I might have words with them and see maybe if I could display it one day in the summer anyway, like in the summer holidays. I get it displayed down there because that way I get a feel for trying to transport this thing. Because that's one thing I haven't done yet, and I won't be able to do that until it's complete. Transporting this with rolling stock and stuff to the to an event and testing it, and being a summer's day, I'm sure there'll be people there, and obviously it might be quite nice. There'll be plenty of room, hopefully, to fit it in. But I haven't arranged this, so I'm making this all up as I go along, if you know what I mean. I've got to ask them properly first, but fingers crossed they'll hopefully let me just display it there for maybe a day when they're running a train, and I'll be there with my mate running it. So if I will, if that is the case, I will upload a video telling anybody, if you're in the local area, just to come have a look if you want to see Compton Martin for real. So yeah. Oh, one more thing. My water-powered cliff railway is now complete. It has been marked by an examiner. I do not know what score I got. I won't be able to know my exams until August. But it has been marked and it's ready. It may be coming home in the near future. Well, very soon. But there is a video of it when I had the display up of all my work of it running. So yes, if for those who have waited, I think it's about nearly 6 months now, for news on the Cliff Railway, it is now complete, and there will be a short video coming, and I'm going to upload a little 12-second clip at the end, just a panoramic shot of the display, and see what you think of it. But there will be a video coming of it running directly after this video in a couple of days' time, because I upload a video every 2 days or so. So if you're interested in my Cliff Railway, that'll be uploaded very soon. But anyway, got there in the end. Like I said, more ballasting to do. Lucky me. But anyway, this has been SDJR7F88 speaking, and thanks for watching. China.